Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Ivatron, and today we're going to be looking at the version 1.6 trailer that Genshin put out. I'm not going to do the whole program because that's like almost an hour long, and I think we can get through most of the things that are important through the trailer and just with a couple of other screenshots, specifically by Zenny, who's on Twitter. He's known for posting this stuff, but I haven't seen the trailer yet. I did see some of the stuff in the bigger version program and some of the tweets. So, yeah, let's take a look at this.
Master Jean, I want to ask for some time off because I want to go somewhere.
Oh, speaking of which, I still have a promise
I don't
to
think
keep
I've
to
ever
Lee.
heard English.
Those fish won't blast themselves.
I got a terrible letter and need to go to a certain place. Dodoco is very important to me. I won't lose to Dodo King. Humming along to the rolling waves, it's so romantic.
It has something of the unknown about it and seems to have its fair share of dangers.
Oh, that looks cool.
And yet, the mystery is all part of its beauty.
I need to bring Jumpy Dumpties, Dodoco, and myself. Let's go!
Oh, that's pretty cool. We got a boat with like rockets. Oh wow. Oh, that's cool. Dude, okay. Okay, that was pretty cool.
Wicked girl of flame, you have finally arrived. I've waited far too long. You dare face me. Though such courage is admirable, but it is now meaningless because...
Oh. That thing looks sick.
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away.
Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents, and hopefully this time, getting a vision to glow again.
Your opponent is new to the clash, but he has quickly become the dark horse of the tournament.
The vision is missing.
The sounds of nature turn into a clamor of noise during stormy weather.
So that's Kazuha.
The winds are coming. Clouds high. The birds come! In the outset, supposing each of the 7 Archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these criteria, or even the act in and of itself? There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her. The voyage to Inazuma is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may well prove to be the most arduous.
Okay. Okay, pretty cool stuff. This is gonna look, I think this is gonna be pretty fun actually. This is what I want to fight. It looks so cool. Okay, another event. Legend of the Vagabond sword. Yeah. That was pretty cool. At the end of it, yeah. So I liked a lot of stuff in there. Okay, so first of all, I think it is confirmed that it's going to be Klee and Kazuha for the banners. Here it shows it. He's a 5-star, and he is Animo. I don't think I'm gonna go for him personally because something about Animo. I just don't see it as like a main thing. Besides, who was it? Zhao, who was like really cool to me. But even then, I didn't really go for Zhao all that much. Although Klee, my favorite elements in the game are Pyro and Geo. So I'm guessing that after 1.6, maybe Albedo will get a rerun. So I don't know if I'm going to go for Klee or Albedo, but honestly, I think Klee's very enticing to me. So I do kind of want to go for her, but that just means I'm going to be spending even more time in the Pyro domain, which I already have been doing with Yan Fei and Hu Tao than I did it with Diluc first, and so it was like I've been in that domain forever now. But hopefully I could just switch some artifacts around and it won't be too bad. But I'm still yet to decide if I'm gonna go for Klee. I think when she comes out and I see her actual banner, which is gonna be with, I think that'll probably make the decision for me. Kazuha is like, as much as I personally don't really want to get him, he actually looks pretty good. I was over here on Honey Hunter and I opened some of the stuff. This is going to be his weapon. And so apparently it scales off of Elemental Mastery. And it gives you 2 little like buffs. And the buffs are pretty good. It increases your damage by 10% or by 16%. Charge, normal charge and plunging attack damage by 16%. And increases attack by 20% once you get those 2 little buffs, which are really easy to get. Especially if you're doing like a team comp that does like a lot of elemental reactions. So I think this one's going to be pretty good. And it looks like, okay, 608. So it's not as high as like that one Claymore for Eula, but still 198 elemental mastery. That is ridiculous, especially because I think Kazuha himself has elemental mastery scaling. So, and I think one of his passes also gives him more elemental mastery. So like the reactions you're going to be able to do with him are going to be pretty crazy. So I think if you're somebody that likes to use like a team comp that works well together and you're constantly switching, which I feel like some of the best like team comps in the game, right? Where you're constantly switching around, using your E, using your ults, and you're never not doing something with another character. I think he's going to fit perfectly into that and just buff everyone else up. So I think this is a good weapon, especially for him. It's specifically made for him. So yeah, let's look at Kazuha real quick. I think his character design is pretty cool. Seeing him like at his abilities, I think they look really cool. But he does scale off of Elemental Mastery. You see here, level 90, he's 115. So that's with this and his weapon. At level 90, you're already at, over 300 elemental mastery, which is typically what you would want like as a main character to have to deal a lot of damage. So it's pretty crazy. You see the scale here on his normal attacks. They're not that crazy, but when you look at his plunge attacks, you see how crazy they scale here. At a high plunge attack, which isn't too hard to get, 375 damage. But now here's what's crazy about this, right? Because his skill, Chiha Yafuru, is considered a plunge attack as far as the damage that it does afterward, right? You see the whole damage and the skill damage, just like the press. But here it says, when a plunging attack is performed using the effects of the elemental skill, right? Plunging attack damage is converted to animo damage and will create a miniature wind tunnel via a secret technique that pulls nearby objects and opponents in. Ranhan Haishin's damage is considered plunging attack damage, which means it scales to this, which is pretty crazy because it's like an extra thing on top of this. So his skill is going to be like doing a lot of damage. And then you have his ultimate, which in and of itself isn't like too crazy, except for this, the additional elemental damage. right? And here you see if Ruka Akina comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, it will deal additional elemental damage to that type. Elemental absorption may only occur once per use, right? So it will take one of those elements and increase the elemental damage. And that is going to be pretty crazy, especially because of his passive here. Here it is. Wuthering Blade. If Chihayafu comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, what being used, elemental absorption will occur during his Chihayafu, and it will deal additional 200% additional damage of that elemental type, which will be considered plunging attack damage. So is, you know, all of his damage really revolves around elemental reactions and plunge attacks. And what he does excels at doing those things, as well as his weapon excels at getting all that out. So like I said, he's going to be a really, really good fit for those kind of teams that just are constantly switching. And this is just from what I've seen so far and what I've read, right? I'm making a lot of assumptions here probably, but just from what I can see, it looks like he's going to be really good for those kind of team comps that are just constantly switching and doing elemental reactions, as opposed to like Eula, who I see more of a just going to beat stuff up Razor, you know, which is pretty cool. I think this is a good, really good contrast to how Eula worked. So I think they satisfied both people in that sense. Next, we're going to look at some of the other stuff that we briefly saw in the trailer, right? So this is just talking about like the Hazuka quest, which looked really interesting. And I think it's setting up Inazuma really well. As far as we're also seeing like that like monster you get to fight, who like looked like a Oni like demon, which is really, really cool. So he's going to be part of the essential materials for Kazuha, it looks like. And also from the story quest that what we saw there, he was talking about like your journey to Inazuma. So that'll be really, really cool. We saw the boat in there, which looked pretty cool, like a fun event. Here we see some screenshots. It was towards the end of the special program, I believe. And it shows like Inazuma concept art. And they actually had Ayaka's voice actors come in and talk about it. And I think it looks amazing, just from what I've seen. This is just one of the islands. Like, look at this. It looks so cool. I just can't wait to like go to Inazuma and like really explore it all around. Like the same way like you got that feeling from exploring Liyue, you know, when you first like discovered it. And like it was so big and it was like so different, the Mondstadt, but it was still like really, really cool. And yeah, so here you have a building in Inazuma with this huge like pretty much like cherry blossom tree looking thing. It just looks so cool. You see like this like wolf like tree statue thing. Looks just awesome. Or a fox, probably fox, not a wolf. But look at the buildings, like you see the different like architectural things, slight changes from like, as opposed to Liyue, the Chinese style, Chinese inspired, to this Japanese style. So I think I personally love Japanese culture and stuff. I'm a full weep, and I think Inazuma is probably going to be my favorite region and probably like my favorite time in Genshin. I think it's also one of the reasons that I never stopped playing Genshin, even when it got like a little bit stale or slow at sometimes, is because I knew that Inazuma was going to come eventually, and it's just going to be amazing, and I'm going to have like a ton of fun in it. So the Archon is Electro in Inazuma, and I really want to see, I think his name is Raiden, or her name is Raiden, and I really want to see like what they can do, what that whole storyline will be about. So that's pretty awesome. Here's a new aspect to the game that it was rumored, but I actually didn't think it was actually going to happen, and it's going to be skins. So this is a skin for Jean, and quite different from the way she regularly looks, right? I really like this design for Jean. Jean's one of like the characters I really like in Genshin. She was one of my first characters that I had, so she was always on my team, and I always used her. Now, not so much, just because I've been trying to use like all the newer characters that I've gotten. But you know, I think Jean is still awesome. So skins are going to be a thing, which definitely means even old characters, right, can have like a renewed life as far as like how you want to play them and being able to use them again. Because for now, it's been the case, at least for me, where a new character comes out, I go and like start working on them and I start using them. And old characters that I've had for a while, and I've kind of already worked on a little bit, start getting put on the back burner, and I use them a lot less, right? And I think that's not a problem as far as people that have, you know, less characters and don't really summon as much. Maybe they're like free to play or something, which is great, awesome. Don't spend that much money, guys. Please don't. Yeah. But as I got more and more characters, I just wanted to use the new ones, right? And even my favorite characters like Diluc and Venti was started getting put in the back burner. And I just didn't use them, and it's like I would rarely use them in like Abyss or something like that. But now I think with these skins, it could completely change that. You know, be like, oh, you get a new skin for a character. It's like, oh, I want to use that character because he has this new skin. So the only thing that I see is like the price I feel is a little high for just a skin, especially for like a 5-star character that you have already probably spent enough money on. So it says here 1350 Genesis crystals, right? So about $14-15. That's about, yeah, it's pretty much about $13 because about this, I don't know, man. $13, and that's on sale, right? The no sale deal is $16.80, which is close to $20 for a skin. And that to me is just like a little expensive, you know? I feel like it was like skin like this, right? Which isn't like, it's not changing the abilities, it's not changing the animations at all. It's literally just the way she looks. You should put it for like $5-10 max is like what I would be willing to pay. If you're making a skin, right, and it's changing the animations, like another game that I play, Smite, right, and it changes the look of the animations, how everything, it's still the same like ability and everything, it just looks a lot different to go with the skin and everything. I think that would warrant this like $15 to $20 price, maybe, you know, but yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll have to see when it comes out and how good it looks in games. You know, a lot of people, especially with the waifus, which is why they did it with 2 girls right now. Here's the Barbara one. It looks really good. I like it. I think I like the Jean one more than I like the Barbara one, because I feel like this one still looks really similar to her like normal attire, right? Still like with the bows and the hat and everything. So I think if they change it up a little bit more, I would have liked it. But yeah, if anything, I'd probably get, personally, I'd get the Jean one because I really like Jean. But yeah, that's that. So probably expect skins for other characters in the future. I don't know how often they're going to be bringing them out. I think this is more like a preliminary test to see how many people actually buy it and, you know, how they should move forward with it and get feedback. Here are the Primogem codes. If you haven't already got it, it's like usually gives you 100 Primogems each, so 300 Primogems total, and it's going to give you like books and, you know, a bunch of like probably like fowl and stuff like that, little dishes. Nothing too crazy, but if you hadn't gotten them, here are the codes, so write them down and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for all of this. Honestly, I think it's a good update. I feel like it's more of a setting up update. You know, we see like a lot of fun events and stuff, but I think it's more of the quest to set up for later on in Inazuma, which is going to be coming down the road, which I just can't wait to get to. You know, it's been teased pretty much since the beginning of the game, so I'm just like freaking waiting for that. I know a lot of people are waiting for Ayaka. She looks really cool. I personally don't like the fact that she has the whole Mona like sprinting thing. That's like a really big throw off for me. And you know, to a lot of fellow degens, also the pantsuit nerf was a pretty big deal breaker. But we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, besides that, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole update and what is coming to Genshin. Are you excited? I personally am really excited because I feel like I've had this slower progression with Genshin in the past like couple months. So yeah, I'm really excited to do all these events, really get into it again, and we'll see about getting this Jean skin. But besides that, yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave a like, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. All right, bye guys.